Yeah, Arkham Asylum is going to be dropping over on WoolieVersus. We got more Like a Dragon coming. Um, Gonna do at least another session or two of that. Uh, Going as strong as ever with the 3-man party now, where the full fucking illusion that Ichiban lives in has finally come to fruition.
Oh, you got there.
Yeah,
oh,
good times.
The brain
on
damage
that.
kicked in.
And oh boy, am I a fan of, like, okay, we've started in the world of crime and in murder and Yakuza. We ended up on a detour into Hoboland, and like, as the social outcasts, who are our enemies? The fucking Puritans. The fucking tight-shirted, hair parted perfectly, bleached Japan individuals.
Hey,
and I'm like,
listen.
Ooh, that's a specific kind of hateable.
Hey, I hate Kume. All my friends hate Kume. Fuck Kume. Kume's the worst.
Yeah. And I believe we left off right getting introduced to the weird, uncertain progression into the Soapland mission.
All right.
This is horrifying, and I really hope in the end we know that the characters are pure of heart and are probably going to make the right decisions, but some of the ways that they get, like, they work their logic makes me go,
hey, I'm gonna give you a small piece of advice. You best square away that feeling in your chest right quick, because it's only gonna get more confusing and baffling from here.
Because, it's the weirdest thing when you're like, I know for a fact that, like, this bold himbo hero will always stop the wrong thing from happening, and in the end will make the right choice with his heart, right?
Yes.
In the action. But, like, on the way there, some of the reasoning and rationale is a little questionable. But we'll have to see, because
don't worry about it.
Yeah, we touched on it with Zero a little bit, and now we're swerving right into it here, and I noticed it's almost basically gonna be floating around the same subject matter, really, where it's just like, okay, so when it comes to the way sex work in general is presented, there's like a very clear, like, hey, fucker, get the fuck out of here with your stupid puritanical bullshit. Let people do what they want. Things are not as black and white as you want them to be. And, you're an asshole if you're marching with your people in the streets and whatever, right? Yeah, totally. Broad stroke, easy, fuck that guy. But now when we get into the mechanics and the nitty-gritty of why this particular individual is working in a place that is being really shitty and exploitive, and you're like, well, you don't want this to be anything involved with trafficking, and that's the bad alternative that could await. But even though she's here, they're presenting it in a way where this guy is still fucking predatory, and okay, yeah, it's...
Listen, man, I'm only predatory because I love my girls. I want the best for them.
That's
you're talking about the scene where they walk in and he's on the phone.
Yes. And then everyone's like, wow, fuck that guy. And it's like, yeah, that's correct. And then it's like, Ichiban's like, I'm going to turn this place around. And you're like, ooh, unexpected, but okay. I see what you're doing here. You're like,
I'm going to change it from the inside.
Yeah, you're because you grew up with the Soapland. You know what's going on. Yeah. Okay, sure. Right. Okay, so Ichiban is doing the GTO thing of like, oh, you like the obvious thing to do is just be like, man, fuck this. But he's like, nah, I'm gonna fix the system. you know? And you're like, oh damn, okay, Onizuka, let's see what you got, you know, with your all burning heart and no real brains kind of attitude. And you know, you talk to this piece of shit and you're like, yeah, okay, I see what you're putting down here. And then the piece of shit elaborates, and then you walk out the door, and then the piece of shit is now on your team when the Puritans show up, you know. And after that's dealt with, he's like, well, hey man, he may be talking tough to these girls, but I think he really cares about them.
So what's really important is this might be the only time in Yakuza history where, I mean, the Yakuza gang, the devs are going to tell you what they feel, right? Just straight up.
Mm-hmm.
But in this particular case, and this case only, because you have a gang of dudes, they do give you two guys who go, fucking what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? At the very least.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they also represent the, like, fuck this, I'm out of here. And it's like, okay, true, but like that does leave like the victim here relegated to their fate if you just kind of walk away from it, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's like Ichiban steps in with the right, you know, the right fucking burning vigor and then just drops that on you and you're like, oh no.
I can't wait to talk to you about this next week.
Okay, we'll see where it go.
Because it goes in all sorts of places. Like, every place you didn't think it could go, it somehow goes there.
Yeah, and you know, I can tell that, like, as these topics come up, like, people, I can see that there's a group of people that are getting annoyed with, I guess, what you'd call Woolie's moral objectivism as opposed to, you know, relativism.
Oh no, I mean maybe a little, but like I had a visceral, intense reaction to the scene you're describing as well, which was what? But Ichiban, you're so wholesome.
And yeah, and it's just like, I don't know. I kind of think that, like, once you throw out the reasons why that's kind of fucked up, there's not much else to really elaborate on there. It's like you either see that for what it is or you don't. And you know, I don't even know what layer 2 of that is.
I disagree in general because, like, the Yakuza games actually want to engage you on a morality discussion.
Right, there we go. This it's right here. You with the whole culture thing, right? The whole, like, what don't you understand about different cultures being complex and not sharing your Western viewpoint on things.
It's like, well, to start, I don't understand it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the start. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm engaging with a piece of media from this other culture. Maybe I'll get it by the end. Maybe not.
Right.
I don't know.
Yes, that's and are you judging, you know, another culture with your Western eyes and your Western philosophies?
In some cases, yeah, I am. Like,
I don't know.
The idol industry is a nightmare.
But
Judgment made.
But nah, dude, that's the way it be. Therefore, that's how it is, and how dare you? Never mind how the victims feel here. This is the way it is, man. Don't judge. You don't know what it's like. You know, it's just yeah.
Oh, you're gonna have so much fun with this.
Like, seriously, are you people that are, like, coming from this angle super, like, yeah, there's a victim here who's got it out in a really rough way, but it's not my culture, so fuck that, right? Like, is that all there is to it at the end of the day? I guess so. And I mean, and if you're running you know, fucking, I'm not a diplomat representing a country
What?
on foreign soil. I'm not in charge
strange,
of foreign affairs, and I'm not someone responsible for figuring out these methods of negotiation. But generally speaking, I don't know. I think if you look at a sitch that is like, hey man, we're explaining to you just how much of a victim this girl is in this situation, and then we're going to start walking it back from the place that we, the game, have set up. Not where put it.
These games absolutely want to at least have you think about this shit. But at the same time, the games take a really clear stance, which is weird. Most games are too terrified to take any stance at all.
Yeah. Oh,
Meanwhile,
here we go
the
again.
Yakuza games
Bye!
are like,
too bad. If you don't agree, too bad.
And go,
I don't
maybe
care.
not every person from this country's a terrorist. Maybe, I don't know. And you're like, is that all you got? Is that? And they're like, it's the best we're gonna give you. You're like, okay.
Some of y'all are weird, man. Some of y'all are weird with that shit, dude.
Yeah, well.
And you're and you know, getting into like whatever. Anyway. Or the ultimate, which is like they're fictional. This is not real.
Oh,
this is cringe.
That's not fun.
It's like, all right, well,
that's not fun.
Time to just press X and close this media window here that you're listening to. Because why are you here listening to hours of discussion about fictional things only to tune out at that point?
There's a really good Yakuza sub theme, I guess I would call it, that like almost every single game deals with.
Mm-hmm.
And that the theme is foreigners aren't necessarily evil is the theme.
So
foreigners are just like you.
I noticed
foreigners are not necessarily evil.
There is a component that I noticed was handled very differently here in Like a Dragon, which is, you know, down the line from Zero. I noticed the so far distinct lack of what I called Chineval. However, the introduction of secret Koreans and the mystery of the untranslated subtitles is definitely effective in intimidating you with its untranslated foreignness, you know? And their crossbows.
They've definitely come a long way from the danger of secret Koreans back in Yakuza 2.
Man.
And man, Chineval, I've never heard that term before. Good job inventing it. That was present as late as the literal main plot of 6. The main plot of 6 was, are Chinese people just evil?
Yeah, I'm
like, really? Is this actually the plot?
It is
Holy
nice
shit.
to see that they're pulling back out of that, considering the fucking the battle on the streets with the words Chinese men just popping up. And you're like, oh dude, what the fuck is this game doing, man?
It's wild. It's like, it is. They're like, so in Yakuza 6, they spent a lot of time and money, and they got a pop actor, a K-pop actor, like a very handsome guy to play a character named Jungi Han. He looks like Virgil. You've probably seen him somewhere in some media. He's from Yakuza 6, right?
Cool.
And they wanted to use him and be like, look, we're going to make a big push in Korea. And then the day before the game came out in Korea, the game got banned by the Korean government because they said, nah, fuck y'all.
The depiction was too shit.
His depiction was great, but the overall depiction of non-Japanese people in general in the Yakuza series fucking sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you should see Albert Wesker, the CIA man from 3, who's like the fucking white evil come to kill your people in that game. He might as well be the devil.
And a couple of those characters also are given the credibility, of course, of super thick accents on the subtitles even. You know, and you're just like, wow, guys. So here, huh? this is where we're at. Yeah. I mean, I guess if we're going to get is it Nagoshi? Is that his name?
Nagoshi, yeah.
If you're going to get Nagoshi's takes on everything from fucking weird dating scene to the weird dating scenes to
taxes.
To taxes, you're eventually gonna scrape up against feelings of some stuff that's like, oh, okay, sure, yeah, little, you're gonna find some shit that's a little weird there. I wouldn't be surprised. But the idea that this continues over the entire franchise is like, oh no, guys, how many games?
Dude. So, here's the thing, like, some folks might be like, hey, you know, you're taking the Yakuza games too seriously, picking this apart, looking at all the cultural stuff, yada yada. It's like, I would describe the Yakuza series as one of my favorite video game series. I would highly advise to not play them uncritically, because there is so much fucked up shit in them. There is so much like, did a dinosaur write this shit in them that to engage with them with an uncritical perspective is like baffling.
Yeah, so far I'm gonna say on particular subject matter, it would seem, and one of them is woman. You know, because I'm just thinking about that chef who just absolutely verbally abuses that poor fucking, you know, assistant he has, and in the end, it's all love though. It's just tough love. Don't worry about it. And then of course we just discussed the foreign menace. You know, the lurking in the
ever
shadows.
Present.
Yeah,
always there.
And then right now, there's just, I feel like children are used as tactical nukes to just blow up a situation. Any massive inappropriate moment, you can just go, all right,
I'll shoot this kid.
How about inappropriate moment, but we dropped some innocent child into the middle of it, you know? And you're like, oh, fucking
100%.
hell.
100%.
So, yeah, it's... Oof. It's a lot. It's certainly a lot.
It's really, really, really weird because, like, the foreign menace shit is in every single one of them, but in 4, there's a large subplot about how rough it is to be an illegal immigrant in Japan, and Tokyo specifically, and how bad they get it from the cops and from the crime syndicates that fuck around with them and all that shit. And it's interesting because that's the only game that doesn't have foreign secret menace as a plot point. 3 had it, 5 has it, 6 has it, 2 has it.
I told the story in the episode, but you know, when I was in Japan back when it was the first time I was there, and me and Punch Mom were looking for this place to go eat that we hear is like a legendary, really good beef place. Got lost and couldn't find it, staring at the phone. And a nice dude just came up and was like, "Hey, you guys okay? You look lost or so?" And yeah, I used what basic Japanese I could to explain, like, "Hey, yeah, we're looking for this place." And he was like, maybe around here. It's like, okay, we kind of walked for a bit, and then he's like, "Oh, follow me. I think I can lead you." And then we walked, and then I was like, I know. He's like, you guys are just like, he basically explained like, you're looking for good beef, right? Like, yeah, that's what you're looking for. You're in the mood
Yeah.
for that. I was like, yeah. And he's like, sure. And then led us 10 minutes out of the way through these turns into this cool area downtown where we turned into a restaurant. He's like, here you go, some of the best beef around. And then I was like, oh fuck, cool, okay, thank you. And then he's like, hey, you know what? First round's on me. And I was like, whoa, wait, what?
Great. Yeah,
And
that's
this
wonderful.
yeah, and the whole time, you know, while we were walking over that 10 minutes, I was just having like a very nice, pleasant conversation with him about, you know, again, just learning Japanese and getting better at it, and you know, being in town and all this shit. And he's like, yeah, yeah, and he was really cool. So he's like, came in, he's like, yeah, first round's on me. And he sat down and we had a first little round. We had some barbecue, ordered a beer, you know. And then he's like, all right, well, you know, I just finished work and I got to get home, but you guys enjoy. Take care. You know, and I was like, wow, thank you so much, dude. Like, I was like, man, people in Japan are so nice. And he looked at me and he went, I'm Korean. And I was like, ah! So I met a secret Korean.
It was a secret.
I met a secret Korean, and he was the coolest guy. For real.
Dude,
You
like
know?
I feel like I wanna beam the entire plot of Yakuza 2 into your head, because like there's moments where like they're sitting in a room with like 10 cast members and like whispering to each other, any one of us could be Korean. like they're fucking Cylons. like it is the wildest shit.
Body snatchers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Among Us.
And you know what, Woolie? Maybe one of them was.
Emergency meeting.